Hey RC fans, welcome back to the RC Retro channel. Well, a mystery box arrived to the channel today, and as soon as I got home from work, I picked this up off the floor, looked at my wife, gave her a kiss on the cheek and said, "Babe, I'm going down to the studio to unbox this." Now, I say it's a mystery box, and that is true because I really don't know what is in the box. What I do know is that this is from Christopher Contino, who I have been speaking to for about a month or two, as he's been sharing some ideas of something that he's been working on to gift Keith over at RC Icons. And so apparently, on the same day, today, Keith and I both received boxes from Chris. Now, Keith has known Chris a lot longer than me, and Chris has gifted some really cool things over to Keith at RC Icons. From what I remember correctly, I think it was a TD4, Tamiya TD4 with a like Marui Ninja style body on it that I think Keith was running when I went up to visit him about a year ago on his track. And then I think he sent Keith a like Tamiya Super Astute with a BBX gearbox. He also gifted Glenn a Sand Scorcher painted body, Glenn from Tamiya Legends, and that was a ways back. By the way, we miss you, Glenn. And so Chris is very generous. He even offered to help me with building my backyard track. I just never took him up on his offer. I'm in New York. Chris lives in Jersey. And the only reason why I didn't take him up on his offer is because my schedule was so crazy at the beginning of the summer with work, getting ready to go to Europe for a whole month, and not knowing when I'm going to be able to work on the track and just kind of being spontaneous whenever I worked on the track. So I didn't take him up on that. But I wish I did because I could have used a helping hand. Regardless, here we are a couple months later and me speaking with Chris, and he sent a box over to the channel. Now, it looks like a Bai box, and it is a Bai box, but there's not Bai stuff in it. He didn't get me something from Bai and send it to me, but I don't know what this is, so I'm really interested in opening it up. Now, in the past, I've got stuff from viewers, and they would say, "Hey, I'm sending this to you," so I kind of had an idea of what it was, or they would send me something and then include something else in it as a surprise, and I would open it up off camera and then I would feature it on the channel. So this time, I really don't know what this is. So enough of me babbling on. I'm going to open this up. And I always say this, when you're doing an unboxing, you only get one shot to do it because you can only open up a box once. Unless you retape it all up and pretend like you never opened it. So, let's check this out. Now again, it's kind of funny because he's talking to me, Chris, showing me what he's doing for Keith. And then apparently Keith knew that Chris was sending me something, and I knew that Chris was sending him something. So we're both, like in essence, opening up these boxes like at the exact same time. Now I don't know when Keith is going to put his episode out, but let's see what we have. Oh, wait, we got to... I'm assuming it's a Sand Scorcher body. So I got some directions in here. Got the tailpipe for the Sand Scorcher. And then, I see a Sand Scorcher body. And then we have, just making sure there's nothing else in here. Sorry, I'm sure my microphone is picking up all this scrunching around in here, but I want to make sure there's nothing else in here. And then, make sure there's nothing. Got the directions, make sure there's no hidden little notes or anything. But all I got was yesterday, or actually 2 days ago, Chris is like, "I'm mailing this out to Keith," what he's been sharing with me about what he's been working on for Keith. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm also sending you something." And then so, according to tracking, he said, "It's going to be here today." And sure enough, it was here today. So let's take a look at what this is. Oh, wow. This is awesome. This is so cool. So cool. He really wrapped up in bubble wrap. A little nice rag to protect it. pull this off. So nice. I love it. This is great. Wow. Wow. Now I have a Sand Scorcher expert built kit. And the paint on there is pretty good. I did a video on that. And I have another Sand Scorcher body that was painted by a gentleman who goes by the name of Jeff Tips, who I unfortunately kept mispronouncing it as Geoff, but it's Jeff. But that's not his real name. That's like his Tamiya club name. But now, Chris, I have to say, dude, your work is pretty darn exquisite. This is phenomenal, dude. Wow. Oh my God, look at that. The license plates in the front and the rear say RC Retro. That is so cool. I love the yellow and the red and the black side steps, and oh my God, the paint around the window pillars and the window frames are done to perfection. This is fantastic, and I love the license plate on there. Chris, this is an awesome, amazing gift, dude. I love it. So cool. So cool. Wow. Wow. That's great. That is great. So cool. Now, Chris is such a nice guy that he's actually offered to send me a couple of his vintage Sand Scorchers so I could do a comparison video between an old Sand Scorcher body and a new Sand Scorcher body to see the difference. So I might just take him up on that at some point. But this was unexpected. Wow. You very sneaky person, Chris. The whole time you were asking me about if what you're sending Keith, and you were planning to send me something too. So I really appreciate that. And the painting on here is great. Wow. Wow. The finish on here is, just love it. I'm taken back. This was very, very nice. You know, a lot of people send me stuff. I'm not going to say a lot of people, but some people sometimes send me stuff. But the fact that I know how much work goes into something like this, man, this is greatly appreciated. I can't stress that enough. All right, I'm just going to keep sitting here and spending this whole time talking about, how appreciative I am. So listen, as I'm talking, I'm going to, show you some close-ups of all this, or I already probably at this point have shown you close-ups already. But yeah, even the lines, the body lines are done wonderfully, and then the grill or the vent in the back as well. Wow. And the driver figure, try not to get my fingerprints on here, the driver figure in here is really nice. Love it. Love it. So cool. Wait till my wife sees this. I'm going to show her and she's going to look at it and she's going to be like, so? I'm going to be like, well, it says RC Retro on it. And she'd be like, oh, that's really nice. There she is.
Are you serious?
What?
What is it?
Look
Baja?
What? Look at the license plate.
I see the license plate.
What does it say?
You're
Come on,
crazy.
just say it.
You're a
Say
crazy.
it, woman.
I'm not.
Say it.
It says, I am Ari and I'm crazy.
No, look how cool this is. Look at that.
Oh, why don't you just add it to the madness?
This is from Chris. You know how much time and effort goes into this?
I don't care, Chris, because you know what? This is more added to the madness downstairs. Thank you, Chris, but no thanks.
You're out of focus. Bye. Okay, so there you have it. An awesome Sand Scorcher body painted by Chris Contino. Thank you so much. Absolutely amazing. Blown away. All right. So I've done quite a few episodes regarding the Sand Scorcher expert build kit, the Sand Scorcher that I received from another person, and now this. So I'll post a link in the description of all my Sand Scorcher content. But this is great work, Chris. Love it. And I'm going to end this video now, and I'm going to shoot you a couple text messages. You crazy guy. Sending me this? Awesome. All right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you guys all in my next. Take care.